let's get on with it. Hello y'all, nice to see you again. Well, this week's been a to-do and a hoo-ha, hasn't it? Well, I don't know about you. For me it has, because I'm literally just back from Wigan Infirmary, from the Wendy Picton Dermatological Unit. You don't know who Wendy Picton is? Well, shame on you. For those who don't know, Wendy Picton, not only like me, is a daughter of Wigan, she's also one of the foremost euphonium players. She was never off stairs on Sunday. She did the Albert Hall when she was 16, and there was nobody could bang out Boogie Wonderland like her on a euphonium. The only thing is, though, she's done nothing since the 1980s that's anything worthy of note in my book. Apart from the fact she's named a dermatological unit at Wigan Infirmary, and that's where I've been. Why have I been there? Suppose I'll have to tell you. I've got a rash. I've had this rash ages. Can't remember exactly how long I've had this rash. What I can tell you was Joe Dolce were at #1 with Shut Up Your Face. So, how long ago would that be? I actually thought I got it from a pantomime skin. One of my first jobs out of drama school, I was asked to play the back end of a pantomime cow. And I thought, 3 years to train to be a classical actress and I'm playing the back end of a cow in panto? Stick that. And then I saw the gorgeous hunk who was going to play the front end of the cow. Oh, he was lovely. And then he said to me he'd turn round in the skin and walk backwards every other matinee with his groin in my face. Well, it was no brainer, I did it, didn't I? The only thing is, I got this rash. And it's never far from a certain place which shall be nameless, because it's hairless. So there I was scratching like buggery. It's been terrible. Anyway, I got my son, I got Mitchell. I said, here, have a look. So in the kitchen while I was boiling this mince for a bolognese, I dropped my drawers, he had a good look. He said he couldn't see anything. He said he'd have to get some glasses, so I went and borrowed our Athena's reading glasses. Came back with them, oh they are strong. He said when he put them on it was like dropping acid. I mean, I once remember Athena leaving him on the bathroom one sunny day on the windowsill and it started the wood smouldering within a couple of minutes. So, yeah, he put him on, he had a good look. I thought he looked like a Japanese sniper when he put him on. So he started having a good look, didn't he? And he said, my rash looks very much like a magic eye puzzle. Can you believe it? I don't know what that is. I think I've got worms again. So apparently it looked like a magic eye puzzle and he kept looking at it. After 15 minutes he said he could see a picture of a Vauxhall Astra and he thought he knew where Wally was now. So that's where I've at. So while he's down there looking, my husband Jack walked into the kitchen, didn't he? He never bothered looking at me. Just walked through sniffing. He said, oh, Finny Addy again for dinner tonight. You know I can't stick it. Always repeats on me. Cheeky bugger. Then he went sat down and watched The Chase in the living room. And he were laughing when Bradley Walsh called the chaser, what did he call her? Frosty Knickers. He said if it were you, they'd have to call you Crusty Gusset. Cheeky bastard. I tell you what, then Joni Pollock came mincing in with all the shopping, didn't she, from Lidl? And I'm still there, knickers round my ankles, Mitchell having a look. She walked in, dropped her shopping and went, pig in hell, bran flakes. I knew there was something I'd forgot. You're looking at your scabs has reminded me. Well, I was trying to drain my mince, wasn't I? This bolognese went everywhere. Dropped it, didn't I? Knocked her flying. Went all over her bags. She helped me pick it up. She were eating a bit of it, saying things like, oh, there's no enough oxo in this and too much salt, love. Cheeky cow. So, anyway, she came round later on with a laptop, didn't she? We had a look at it and we had to have Findus crispy pancakes that night because the mince had gone. And that's the only thing that was in the freezer, really. Apart from a sample of our Mitchell's sperm and a dog that died in 1998 that we never got round to burying because we lived in a flat with a window box, and we will get round to it one day. I just keep figuring it's there. It's called Satan. Only time I remember it's there is when I go for chips. So, and he put this sample of sperm in because he said Russia had invaded Crimea and he thought it was China, and I said no, it's Crimea. And he thought he meant Crimea Street, which is 3 streets down from us, so he thought he'd better save some sperm just in case, you know, fallout, the aftermath of atomic weapons. I thought, Crimea Street, do you know, geography's never really been his forte. I mean, I once remember him saying to me, Mum, is Yorkshire another country? I said, no, don't be stupid, of course it's not. It's another pigging planet. So anyway, she came over, didn't she, Joni Pollock, with this laptop and a bottle of blue Bombay gin, and we sat down and we went through everything, and after about 2 hours of getting pissed, I've managed to rule out psoriasis, dermatitis, and B&Q really hard sandpaper that's very good for doing skirting boards. And apart from that, that were it. And then of course that night I went to bed. I couldn't remember nothing this morning, but I do remember one thing. I remember having Jack trying to have a feeble attempt at love making. How is you supposed to get turned on when he's on top of you saying, "It's not catching this, is it? My dick won't drop off tomorrow morning when I go for my first shite, will it?" How are you supposed to get turned on? Did what he usually did, peck me on the cheek, then my nipples, whipped his way down to my belly button. That's when he always stops so he can break wind. And then comes the interesting bit, whips it in, whips it out and wipes it after he's grunted. Usually he wipes it on first thing that comes to hand. Last night it was my hair and a pair of my knickers with the day of the week on it. That's where I got, so that was me last night. And you, semen's not too bad if you get rollers in when it's still wet. It's good setting lotion. So I thought tomorrow morning I'm going to phone up to our local. So I did the More Nook practice. I got into bother years ago when our Tarquin Keanu went them black Sharpie pens, and where it said More Nook, he put More Nookie, and he moved the word practice from the end to the front, so it said practice More Nookie. I spent nearly 2 hours trying to get that off with a Brillo pad. Broke 3 nails and added a pair of tights again. I tell you, it was awful. So I phoned up, it's engaged. And eventually, after about 10 minutes, somebody picked up. And I thought, oh, I know that voice. Enid Butterworth, ex-Nazi co-conspirator of a receptionist. Oh, she's a cruel bitch. I've only ever seen her laugh once, and that's when Muriel Crabtree tripped over her own prolapse and fractured a femur. It's the only time she ever laughed. It's terrible, honestly. And then a co-conspirator's Maud Higginbottom, another receptionist, the sour-faced cow, sour-faced bleeder. I said, "Can I see Dr. Mahmood?" She goes, "No, he's on holiday in Syria, we don't know when he's coming back." Ooh, I said, "Right." She said, "What's the matter?" I said, "It's a bit personal." She said, "It's all right, I've read all your records, I know everything about you, from your hemorrhoid, your inverted nipple, and the time you got a tampon stuck and nearly got toxic shock syndrome." Oh, I thought, thanks very much for that, I was mortified. So she said, "Well, come on, you better tell me, because if you don't, I'll just have a look at computer." When doctor's seen, so I told her. She said, "Right, well, we've got 2 doctors, we've got 2 you can have a look at, there's 2 brand new ones. There's Dr. Benovovich, he's from the USA, and we've got another, Dr. Dick C. Normus." I said, "Well, I'm not seeing American, not with Donald Trump knocking around." So I went for Dr. Dick C. Normus. She said, "Right, come straight up here." So I did, I went straight up there and I negotiated the razor wire and went through the minefield like you have to do on the car park. Eventually I got in, I walked in, didn't I? Registered, and then of course your name comes up, doesn't it, on the screen. Christina Buttercup Snowdrop Daisy de Bray, to see Dr. Dick C. Normus. Couldn't refuse, could you? Anyway, I went in seeing him. I think he must have had a kid in before me, because I tell you, there's children's toys everywhere. He said, "Just a minute, I'll just move all these. I had a cancellation, I've just been having a play." Do you know, I mean, I'm not one for criticising NHS, but they do employ some young people. Oh, that's where I got. So anyway, he says to me, "Right, what's the matter?" So I told him. So he said, yeah, he said, "Well, okay, well, let's have a look." So I dropped my knickers, he turned around and he said, "Ha! Your knickers says Sunday, today's Monday. Na 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 na." That's where I got. So he was having a good fiddle round, wasn't he? Then he said, "It's not catching this, is it?" And then he said, "Can I take a photograph of your rash?" I said, "What for?" "Research, a medical book." He said, "No, but some of the pustules at right shade of yellow that I want to in my bathroom." That's where I got. So I said, "What are you going to do about it?" He said, "Well, I can't really do much." He said, "What I'll do, he said, "I'll refer you up to Wigan Infirmary, Dermatological Unit, hence me being at the Wendy Picton place." Quite nice as well. I said, "Are you married, you love?" He said, "No, Mummy would never let me. Besides, I prefer men." Well, straight away I started thinking of my eldest, Mitchell, he's single. I thought, yeah, we could do with a GP in our family, no matter how gormless. Oh, yeah, I could get some right. Oh, yeah, I could milk this. I could get that Johnny Pollitt on my side, and it'd really piss that Audrey Litherland off. Posh bitch in our street. I thought I'll have to do that. I could rub as my glover's nose in it, so... Anyway, he referred me, he said, go straight up there to Wigan Infirmary, so I left the surgery. As I was going out, that Enid's looked at me, said, I'm reading this on computer now, love, nasty. Cheeky cow. So, I got the bus, didn't I? Let me move you around a bit, you're looking a bit peaky on that side, there we go. I got the bus up, didn't I? Wigan Infirmary, or Wigan Infirmary. Am I lit enough there? Can you see me? These proving mahogany looks looking good. Got the bus to Wigan Infirmary like I did, you know. Weren't very busy when I got in dermatological unit. Some staff nurse were waxing a bikini line, and I'm stood there waiting. I heard a voice from the back saying, I don't care who's referred her, I'm not missing Gerald and Jeremy Kyle for nothing. So, sat there waiting, didn't I? About 11 o'clock, some big fat woman come out with sweaty armpits, some nurse. She said, Mrs. De Bra? I said, De Bray, D''B'-R'-A'-Y. Oh, she'd no, we've got no Y on this, it's Mrs. De Bra. She'd, no Y, no, sorry, you'll have to make another appointment for 2 weeks' time. I said, it's De Bra. Sorry, I always get it wrong when I spell my own name. She'd, right, come on in then. So they took me in, didn't they, into that insulting room. You know which one I mean, don't you? So here he comes walking in pinstripe suit, carnation, badly fitting toupee, the consultant, Dr. Neil Amblamy. Or is it Neil Amblomy? Anyway, Dr. Neil. He came in, he had a quick look, he said, you've been referred, haven't you? I said, yeah, by my GP. He said, can't read the referral very well, it seems to be written in crayon. So once again, for the second time that day, my drawers came down and he looked, he said, you do know today's Monday? I thought, ooh. I said, listen, my husband has been wiping sperm up last night with the clean knickers, that's why it's the wrong date. So, that's where I got, didn't I? So I dropped him again, didn't I? He went up, had a good look, put a hanky over his nose. I said, you cheeky cow, I've washed that with imperial leather this morning. How dare you put that over your nose? He said, it's not the smell, love, it's the look. I'm going to bring up my bran flakes. Again, bran flakes, twice. I thought he was trying to inject a bit of humour into the thing, you know, just to make me put me at my ease. So I started laughing back, I forced this laugh out. What I actually did as well was forced a bit of wind out, which I didn't really mean to do, but when your legs are spread like that and they're looking, I said to him, well, do you know where it is, doctor? He said, bugger only knows what that is. What I can tell you is I think you just followed through. Me. So I said, what can I have? He said, well, I'll tell you what, we'll start you with UV therapy. All right, you can have some UV therapy. Have a session of it, start today. So, took me back to its sweaty armpitted nurse, didn't it? Big fat cow. She took me in, didn't she, this room. This cabinet, turned it on. It flickered, there was a face and the door dropped off. She said, oh no, knackered again. Twice this week. Come on, we'll have to use t'other thing. I thought, what's t'other thing? Took me in staff room, didn't she? Got this ironing board out. She goes, lie on that. What place you put your iron was digging it back in my neck. So I did, lie on it. I thought, what's coming on here? She got a handheld one or something. Next thing, she dropped the microwave door open. She goes, oh, that's where I've left my pot noodle. 3 days it's been there. It should be all right, though. She said, right, I'm going to put this on now for 8 minutes. When you are? She said, microwave, 8 minutes. She'd after 4, open your legs, don't forget. So, well, can you not stay and help me? She said, oh, no, bugger that. Last time we put this on, it melted that cement in a prosthetic hip. No chance. She'd just sit there, 8 minutes, 4 minutes, open your legs. Oh, so that's where I've had it. It was terrible. Anyway, they had it. They did it, didn't they? So it was okay, I suppose. I think it's helped. I'm not itching as much now, you know, so I think it's done something. But that's about it, really. So I don't think I'll be going back, though. So it was all right. It was an experience, I suppose. So give me a lovely tan, any road. If nothing else, I've got a gorgeous tan coming up with radiation burns. So now I'm going to go off, I think, and watch a nice video on Discovery Channel. They do comedy now. Idi Amin, can't wait. Looking forward to that tonight. I've got this cream as well. They give me some cream. I said, will it get rid of it? And the doctor said, well, I don't make rash promises, so I don't know if it will or not. I know it smells like J fluid. And I spilt some on the cooker and it took this gravy browning stain off straight away, so it must be good for something. So, right, I'm not stopping, because our Joni said she's going to bring something round for me, get rid of my pain, because not being a drinker, you know. She's brought me some Synatogen round, Because it'll get me off my tits, I suppose. And she's got me some pig's liver as well, so I'm looking peaky. That's where I've got. I'm supposed to be anemic as well, so anyway. Right, I best go. I've got some perfume I can put on that'll cover the smell of that bloody cream up off our Joni. It's Marguerite, my least favourite, can't stand the stuff. But Joni bought it for my 38th birthday last year. And I dare any of you to contradict that. Watch it. Draw.